Well, hello! Today I'd like to give you my first impressions of a Dux fountain pen. Now, I'll admit, when I purchased this pen, I thought I was purchasing a vintage pen. Till I got it and arrived in this packaging. So, I thought I'd discovered some new unknown brand of vintage fountain pen, and it's not. But you'll see why I thought it was vintage here in a minute. So, let's dive into the review. This is the Dux pen in its native packaging. I would say I gotta rip it open or get scissors or something, but it's already conveniently coming open, so we'll just pop the pen out the bottom. Right at the moment, I am not seeing why I was thinking vintage, but let's take a look at it. So, plain finial. A little bit of branding on the clip. It says Dux here. It's a little bit of design work. Nothing down here, nothing on the barrel. Uncap it. Maybe now you can see some idea why I immediately thought vintage. Even has a Dux nib. And sort of triangular. And a nifty little feed. Oh, and it has Dux 240, so I guess this is actually a Dux 240 pen. Whoopsie! Unscrew it. And this is a surprise to me and to you. I was expecting it would be a cartridge converter pen, but it's more like a 3776, or sorry, not a 3776. It's more like some of those cheap Chinese pens with the squishable converter. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes here. This may all end in tears. For what I paid, I don't care if it ends in tears. A little bubbling going on there, not, a lot. I see some ink down there. Again, not, a lot. Okay, getting frustrated. Let's just remove the shield if I can, without making a mess everywhere. Clean off the nib, because the shield just pulls off. So apparently so far I've succeeded in getting ink up the feeder tube, and that's it. And I don't need to fill it to the top, but this is working a little bit better. Not, amazing. Okay. That's enough. I'm bored. Now, eyedropper. It does have plastic threads there, so I'll give it that. But then the, metal ring right here, so we'd have to protect that from corrosion. And where'd the barrel go? The barrel seems to be plastic. And, I tried blowing into it and no air got through, so I guess. So the ink I went with was Parker Quink Blue. Nice standard color, easily washed and well behaved. As far as flex, nope, but not expecting any, but I will say it's surprisingly smooth. Not a whole lot of line variation, but I didn't expect any. Wetness and flow. Seems to keep up. A smear test. Not the wettest pen I've ever owned. Reverse writing, if you're into that kind of thing. I'm actually curious about this one because that kind of triangular angle to the nib. I don't know if I've used a pen with a nib like that before. That was very surprisingly smooth and definitely a fine or an extra fine. And finally, the world famous Peer Gustafson test. You know what? Cheap Chinese pen. Passed that test. I think it's Chinese. I don't know what it is. Doesn't say. Duck Stationery, though. If you want to get one, they have their own Facebook page. And they supply to European... They comply with European standards. Oh, they're best quality. So of course it's a good pen. And the capping, it just kind of mushes on. It doesn't snap or anything. So that was a Duck's fountain pen. This is a Pakistani pen. I did a little checking. It's okay. As far as the writing, nothing exciting, but it seems to be a good, reliable writer. The cap seems to hold a good seal on it. I recorded the writing sample in the introduction a few days ago, and I've been using it since. I won't say it is super exciting, but it's a good, reliable writer. It's the kind of pen I think if I was a student, I'd use. I think the biggest fault I can see with the pen is that god-awful aerometric filler. I took the shield off. I didn't even bother putting it back on because it's still laying here a few days later. I'm probably going to throw it away because that was useless. Squeezing the sack helped a bit. I was able to get a fill, but not much of a fill. Just very disappointing filler. So maybe not a student pen because if you're taking lots of notes, it's going to go empty real quick. So probably not a pen I'll ink up again. But, for what I paid for it, $2 or $3, I guess, oh well. And it's a shame because the rest of the pen, I've come to appreciate the rest of the pen has a very quality feel. Not expensive quality, but decent quality. And it's that filler that really undermines it. One thing I always like to do, since I don't have a pocket, we'll just clip it over the shirt. Oh, come on. When I do the pocket test, I can actually see what I'm doing. Here I'm going blind. All right, so it's pretty tight clip, but it does go on. It doesn't seem to catch at all. It's just tight. So all in all, good pen, horrible filler. And you have to remember, whether this is a review or a first impression, and this is a first impression, I can only talk about the pen I have. It could be I got one with a defective filler. I don't know. I mean, this stupid shield is a piece of junk. Oh, I thought I'd be able to bend it doing that. Oh, there we go. I've seen much better shields like that. But the pen itself is pretty good. Just it's that filler. The fact that it's so hard to get ink into the pen that makes me complain about it. So, hope that was interesting. Hope it was useful. Well, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.